and welcome to Good News on Entertainment. I'm Carley Boyette. I'm so happy you're tuning in and joining me. We start this episode by spotlighting a leading faith-based marriage ministry that is equipping churches, pastors, and couples with biblical truth and practical tools to build strong, lasting relationships. It's called EKKL Marriage, and they offer a whole host of resources like free online classes, books, learning, webinars, marriage intensives, and so much more. And now Joshua Broome and his wife have stepped in and created a free, no-cost online course called Made Whole. Joshua spent 6 years as one of the most recognized names in the adult entertainment industry. He is the most amazing testimony, and more than a decade later, he and his wife continue to bring wisdom and honest faith to couples carrying wounds their marriages were never meant to bear alone. I had a chance to visit with Joshua when his book came out a couple years ago, so I was so thankful to get to catch up with him again and hear more about this class that is designed to help couples sitting in silence wondering if their marriage is too far gone. Joshua says it's not, and he is eager to provide hope and tangible next steps.
Oh, I was so excited when I found out I was going to be able to catch up with you, Joshua. It's been about, I guess, 2 years since we chatted last, and I'm just so amazed with your testimony and what God continues to do in your life and how you've just been an advocate for this now. And what was your relation with this EKKL Marriage? Because I haven't really heard about what they're doing. And what a perfect fit, I'd imagine, for you and your wife to get on board with this now.
Yeah, I mean, EKKL Marriage has been doing a lot of ministry in the marriage space for a while. Jimmy Evans just kind of laid this foundation through live events and tons of books and other resources. But I had the opportunity to speak at a few of their events and just created a relationship with them, and it just made sense for many of the things that I'm doing and many of the things that they're doing for us to team up. And anytime I get to do something with my wife, it's always going to be so much better because she's my for sure better half. But yeah, I'm just blown away by everything this organization has done and continues to do, and just really excited to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, talk to me specifically about this course that you're offering. And the most amazing thing about this is it's free. And they see the need that, man, when we have healthy marriages, it leads to healthy families, to healthy communities. I mean, it's such a ripple effect. So to be able to offer this at a no cost, I mean, is really, I mean, this is life-changing, material here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that we see the value in the resources that we have and the ministry that it is, and we want to remove any and all barriers for this getting in as many people's hands as possible. I mean, we look at the data and we see half of the marriages that happen in the United States in a divorce, and many of the things that we are talking about are catalytic in those divorces. So yeah, I mean, I just think that anything that we can do to get this resource and many of the other resources that we have in people's hands is going to be so helpful, because our idea in this is, well, what does it look like to be made whole? Well, you look at the garden, you look at Genesis 3 to Genesis 2. In Genesis 2, there was shalom, there was wholeness, there was peace, there was no striving, there was no wishing that I was someone different or you were someone different or I had something I didn't have. But then shame and sin enters the picture, and God doesn't, cower away or, wave his finger. He says, where are you? And who lied to you? Who told you that you were naked? And where are you hiding? Because I know where you are. I know what you did, and I know what caused you to hide. And his invitation is just to come. And I just love the fact that God has taken me on this journey for over a decade where I've discovered redemption and healing and wholeness, and it's been my bride who, appropriately, her name is Hope, and she looked at me when I told her, I'm a product of striving and fatherlessness, and the idea of how do I, be a good spouse, I didn't even know how to be a good man. And the gospel kind of met me where I was, and God fathered me and healed me. And just since we've been on this journey, I just can't help but think, how can I give away everything that I've experienced, everything that I've learned, this over a decade of discipleship and learning and partnering with incredible organizations like this, we just wanted to say, hey, how can we kind of put in a long form version some of the things that we've implemented, some of the things that we've learned, some of the things that, mentors that have done it longer and better than we have. How can we put this in a long form version of a curriculum where people can learn from it so that they can experience the healing and wholeness that we have?
And I don't mean to put churches down by any means, but when you look at the statistics and you see how prevalent pornography is in marriages, both men and women, by the way, churches, I get it. It's uncomfortable to talk about. I certainly understand why it's not being talked about, but the need for it is tremendous.
Yeah.
So is the idea to come along with churches and maybe help them, again, not everybody is going to be in an expertise or coming from a perspective like you were going to have, to help marriages.
Yeah, absolutely. Our objective is how can we come alongside and serve the church? And in the same way where, there's not one person that God doesn't have a heart to draw to himself and save him through what Jesus has done on the cross. In the same way, if marriage is a picture of the bride of Christ, well, there's no marriage that Jesus doesn't want to redeem and rescue. So, to your point, I think that as I've done in my life, it's like there's sometimes where if you're not competent about something, you might not be confident to talk about it. And it's like maybe I just shouldn't say something. But when we don't say something, that says something. Sometimes what we are unwilling to speak about, it sends a message that's louder than what we actually do say. And that's how we kind of got to this place where there's this overarching assumption that because we don't talk about sex, intimacy, and relationships, even though God speaks very clearly about them, because they're not discussed, there's an assumption that this is not something that we talk about. And if it's not something that we should say, there's a sublinear, this interpretation of maybe there's shame associated. Maybe sex is bad and we shouldn't talk about it, yet the world screams about it. So there's this complexity where the world is screaming about it. What sells, movies, sex and violence. And we see it everywhere. Like, you don't have to look for porn. It's looking for you. And we see that porn makes more money than Netflix, Disney, and the NBA all combined. You combine all those, it was $153 billion in 2024. And then porn eclipsed that by $19 billion with a B. So if that's true, and porn is looking for, even the people within the church, the people within the church are struggling with it, guys and girls. So if that's true, we must talk about it. We must say, hey, this is something that's problematic within the church, and because we love you, we're gonna tell you the truth. We're gonna do it with grace, but we're gonna do it with truth. And there is a way out. No matter how long you've been stuck, no matter what you're doing, no matter what it looks like, you can change the patterns that you've embedded yourself in, no matter how long it's been happening. But it's going to start with a really uncomfortable conversation that you don't want to have, but the person that doesn't want you to have it is Satan. And we want to say, hey, Satan's a liar, and we want to say that even though the data says that pornography is problematic, is within the church, the divorce rate is really high, people are getting married less, people are getting married older, people are having less kids. Well, we want to combat that by saying, hey, marriage is a good thing and a God thing. Sex is a good thing and a God thing. And when you do things God's way, it's actually going to work out better.
What advice do you have for someone who may be watching and knowing that they have an issue within their marriage? There could be a couple different, varieties, obviously, of ways they're struggling. What is that first step? Do you go to your spouse, or you look like, what is the first step, do you think, for people to try to make it right and to try to have that, like you said, relationship with your spouse that God wants us to have?
Yeah, I would say this is probably one of the most common questions I get within a church, and I do some consulting in that regard. But I would say I always lead people, it's like, okay, you need to find, if it's a man, you need to find a man. If it's a woman, you need to find a woman, and you need to say all of it to someone. And I think this is so important because if we're not careful, we can end up trauma dumping, years of things that we've been dealing with and hiding, and maybe there was something traumatic that led you to that place. But you need to find someone of the same sex that loves you and loves Jesus and say all of it. Something I say often is you can only be healed to the extent that you're willing to be honest. So you need to be completely honest. Don't confess 90%, confess 100%, but do that to someone. And then come to your spouse, and this is something we actually go through in the course. Then go to your spouse and say, "Hey, I'm gonna prepare you for what I'm gonna say. It's gonna be painful, and I'm gonna say it because I love you." And there's complexity in that because I love you enough to tell you the truth, even though that truth is going to sting. And I'm going to tell you what I believe that you need to hear, and that doesn't mean I'm going to withhold truth from you. I'm going to tell you, a 30,000-foot view of what's going on in my life. But the thing that you need to know is that there's been digital infidelity, that I've done something that's broken the covenant which we made before God, and I know that's going to hurt you. But I love you, and I don't want to stay steeped in this, so I want to tell you, and I'm taking practical and spiritual steps to not only remove the behavior from my life, but heal from the thing that led me to do it. And after I say all that, I'm going to say, you have full permission, obviously to my technology and stuff like that. We talk about, accountability and living a life of no secrets, but just being really practical of saying, hey, I'm going to tell you what I believe that you need to hear. But at the same time, I am unequivocally going to say, you can ask me anything you want at any time, and I'm going to commit to not being offended by your questions. So that's kind of how we walk people through doing that.
And as we close here, give people hope. Not only, people need, if they haven't heard your testimony, they need to do a deep dive on that because it's absolutely amazing. But what are some other couples? If you've been walking this journey now for a couple years, there is hope for people. It's not just you. Like, are you seeing other couples that are, having this redeemed marriage and, able to move past these things, which I know feel at some point like, no, how are we ever going to recover from this?
Yeah, I actually work with thousands of people a month. Unfortunately, it's that prevalent, and these are Christian couples. And I would say there's absolutely hope because we look at the data, and if the age demographic 18 to 25, if 80+% of guys within the church and 60+% of women within the church in that 18 to 25 demographic, the probability of them stopping watching that prior to marriage and then bringing some preconceived notion about what they believe sex is from porn and continuing to watch porn to some capacity. And something we talk about, it's like when I say porn, I don't just mean a website. I mean literature. What are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you watching? If we use the biblical definition, Bridgerton and Games of Thrones and romance novels, those are all indoctrinating our heart in a way that's outside of what God intended. So if that's true, because the gospel is true, there's always going to be hope. But what does that mean for you? It's like, man, you're going to have to be honest. You're going to have a difficult but freeing conversation. And I love the way that there's a researcher that I love, Brené Brown. She has this quote that says, "Shame cannot survive being spoken." And I think there's so much shame associated with this, and it causes you not to be the version of you could be, meaning that you couldn't be the husband, the wife, the friend, the father, the mom, the leader. And I think that is the most problematic thing. Like, yes, it is destructive. It is sin. Yes, there's all these negative components about it, but what we look past sometimes is Satan wants you to minimize who God made you to be. And if he can minimize who he created you to be, you won't do the things he's created you to do. And that's the way that I see people who are coming out of that. It's not just someone having a better marriage or someone having a marriage that's, it's as good as it was when it started. No, when someone is fully free for the first time and fully alive for the first time and completely honest for the first time, it's not just as good as it used to be, it's better than it's ever been. And that's Ephesians 3:20. Like, that's God's plan. Like, God stands ready to do exceedingly abundantly more than we could ever hope, dream, or imagine. So if we trust him and do things his way, it's not, a pretty good version. It's the best version it could be. And that's what I want for people's lives.
Amen. Well, thank you so much again for everything that you're doing kind of in this space and wanting to help marriages and just continuing to share your amazing testimony. Like I said, I'm going to be continuing to pray that God continues just to open more doors. And I know you've done even legally, I think, just to help some of the barriers of it. It's shocking what we allow. So I just appreciate all the work that you're doing in this space.
Yeah, and it's awesome that my wife and I are celebrating 10 years of marriage this month, and that we partner with EKKL, and it's at no cost, so it's at no cost. So you can all you got to do is head over to ekkomarriage.com, and all the resources are there, and we've even got vision retreats where someone can sit down and say, hey, we want to figure out who we want to be as a married couple in 5 years. And then, if you write it down and make a plan, there's something biblical about you being able to follow it. And then also, if someone's like really in turmoil, there's intensives that's saying, hey, we really want to diagnose what's going on and take practical steps so that we can move forward, because we want to fight for our marriage.
Amen. All right, Joshua, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Marriage works 100% of the time when you do it God's way.
For over 30 years, EKKL Marriage has been on a mission to teach couples how to do marriage God's way. Today, EKKL equips the local church through books, podcasts, free online courses, live events, marriage intensives, and certification trainings, so every couple has the tools to thrive. Because a marriage that flourishes in Christ doesn't just change two people, it changes generations.
Again, if you have not heard Joshua's full story and testimony, it is remarkable, and I encourage you to read his book. Also, for more on the marriage ministry and that Made Whole class, go to ekkomarriage.com. All right, now to a new entertainment platform and lifestyle brand I want to tell you about. EKKL is founded by Michael Scott, CEO, film distributor, and pioneer in faith and values-driven streaming services. And for EKKL, he has partnered with Willie and Korie Robertson of Duck Dynasty. I had a chance to sit down with Michael earlier this year at NRB to hear more. I always love when I get a chance to sit down with Michael, pick his brain a little bit. He's one of those industry leaders that I mean this is a compliment. You've been around for a while. You're very wise in this space. Did I do okay with that?
I think so. Yeah, I feel, as you get in this space further, more and more, you're like, maybe I'm not as wise as I thought.
No, you are. Yeah. And this is so exciting to have you here this year at NRB because you're announcing a new platform.
Yes, super excited.
Yeah, so EKKL, are we calling it EKKL Entertainment?
Most people, it is EKKL Entertainment, but EKKL, you can go to EKKL.com. And people are like, what is EKKL?
Explain the name.
Okay. So we wanted something different, kind of interesting. You think about Tubi, Hulu, Google before they were anything. We wanted something that was kind of interesting, but what is it? It's actually short for the word ecclesia. And ecclesia is a gathering place of people united by identity and purpose. And we want EKKL to be that gathering where people come to get all their entertainment needs.
I love it. And rewind a little bit, because for those just finding out about you, today, tell us your history a little bit, because like I said, you've been around the block, you know what you're doing here.
So I have a unique thing, because I grew up, my parents were pastors, okay? So I grew up in the church, but I had this passion for arts, entertainment, all of this, and wasn't sure I could bring those two worlds together, right? So I spent like 10 years doing advertising. Remember the Yo Quiero Taco Bell? Did all of those. We did Apple commercials and all these commercials. And I saw the power that you could have creating a 30-second ad, and then you could get people to buy tacos, computers, whatever. And I'm like, how can I combine this for the kingdom, right? And in 2005, launched PureFlix, founded PureFlix. And many people probably know PureFlix from some of our movies, God's Not Dead, Case for Christ, Redeeming Love, a host of different movies. Plus, we did the streaming platform. And so I spent years making movies, distributing movies, and running the streaming platform. And over the course of the last 20 years, we've been involved in like 200 movies over the course of the time. And it's been fun because you get to see that impact.
Yeah.
And that kind of led us to this new moment, because a few years ago, I sold PureFlix to Sony, and just been kind of looking at everything. We've been distributing some movies, making a few, but I was like, gosh, I think there's more we can do, and was praying about that. And that was kind of about 9 months ago, the birth of EKKL. And I can, tell you.
And it's so interesting because you talk about your career over the last 20 years, media and everything has changed exponentially in the last 20, really in the last 10 years, probably. It's going at lightning speed.
Yeah.
So talk about what it is, because it's not a streaming platform. It's so much more than that. So explain what it is.
I want to say, there's lots of streaming platforms. You can get your stuff on Netflix, Amazon, or the faith platforms and different things like that. We are more than just movies and television. We are going to bring you great movies and television, but we're going to also bring you your beloved podcasts that you love. So whatever podcasts you may love, we're going to have great faith-based podcasts. We actually partnered with Willie and Korie Robertson. We're bringing on a lot of their podcasts, Unashamed, Duck Call Room, and all these things. But
which, by the way, for them, I don't think I realized until talking with you the other day, is they have their family's podcast, and then they're working, because they have their
tons
own
of others.
entertainment company. So you're partnering with
we're
some
partnering
cool
with
people.
them. You'll see them as the face of the platform. I love those guys. Great family. The Duck Dynasty thing is exactly what you get. They're fun. They're great to hang out with, but they ultimately love the Lord.
They do.
And so we partnered up together, and we said, let's bring multiple forms of entertainment to our members. And we said, let's have the movies, television, let's have the podcasting. Well, now we're going to bring audiobooks, prayer and devotionals, and we're also going to have a place where if you're a member of EKKL and you get all these great things in what you need, we're also going to have great discounts and deals on travel, shop, and health stuff.
So how's that going to work? Because that is very okay.
So if you're
that's
booking your
different.
next vacation, go try EKKL. We'll save you money. I promise you. It'll show you the cheapest price on the internet, and you'll get a big savings on it. So I think it'll be really cool. So, I think a lot of times you see all sorts of things. T-Mobile, for instance. I'm a T-Mobile member. But I stay with T-Mobile forever because I get deals on all these different things, right? So we want to add value back to the members so that they can come here. And we like to say EKKL every day.
Yeah.
Because, you may watch a movie once in a while, but you might listen to your favorite podcast daily. You might want to read a book, all these things. So we want to be that entertainment hub that's 360 around you to be able to ultimately give you content. Best way to describe the content is our content brings you closer to God, not further away.
So you guys are going to be pretty... that's the goal.
No, so people ask, well, does that mean everything's going to be, you're going to have a Bible in your hand, you're going to beat you over the head with it? No, I think God made so many different things, laughter, fun, just joking. So we can have great family entertainment, where you can sit with your family, just laugh, have a good time, to really strong faith-based material too, like a God's Not Dead or something like that, right? So we'll have that whole spectrum for you in whatever you're interested in. I like to say that the content is going to be positive, uplifting. It's going to have redemptive. I think so much of the content, you watch a show nowadays and you're like, I just saw the worst and most horrible parts of humanity glorified, right? Yeah. And we don't want that. Yeah. We want the opposite side of that. Yeah. And so I think that there's a need for that. There's a want for that. And it's not only movies and television.
Yeah.
I think people interact with so many different forms of media.
Well, and as a mom myself and, someone who loves entertainment and searching for things, you want brands, you want certain things that you can trust, that when you go there, again, it's not all going to be in one lane, but you at least know that it's family friendly and safe. That's important to a mom like me.
I remember there was a time I was sitting on the couch with my son, right? And it came to that, you're watching the show, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're trying to fast forward, cover the eyes and everything like this. And he's like, and so I got past it, and we were gonna watch the rest of it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And he's like, pause the show for a second. And I said, okay. And he looks at me and he goes, why is it okay for you to look at this and not me? And I didn't have a good answer. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't have a good answer to that. And so I always say, yes, we need to protect our kids and what's coming in, but what else are we doing for ourselves, right? It all has an impact on it. If you don't think you spend 2 hours with the show or X media, whatever it is, doesn't impact you, it does. And so what goes in is what comes out.
Absolutely. It's the whole reason why I have this show and why I'm so passionate about it, because it's true. Same with music, same with everything. What are we consuming? Because it's not just our diets and what we eat, it's what we are consuming with our eyes and our ears. Being here at NRB, what's your kind of feel that you get around walking and talking with people and other industry leaders? Are you excited about where we're going? And
I am. I think we need to continue to push, be bold, be different, be
excellent is something that comes to, you know.
I think all those things. So I feel like we're on the verge of more of that, right? I think it's real easy to fall into certain patterns or certain things and do them over and over again. But I think it's a time where we need to step out as great as all these creators. There's lots of creators here, so I want to see them step out, do new things, try new things, new forms of media, new movies, new things like this, because I believe, and we want to be that vehicle to help those creators get their shows or their podcasts or their books out to the audience.
Yeah. Well, what's the best way, again, to kind of follow along? You're going to be having stuff roll out here in the coming weeks and months. And
I think EKKL, is short for Ecclesia, EKKL.com, EKKL.com. Go check us out. We'll be launching here shortly. Yeah. Okay, so you'll let everybody know when it's coming. But I think it'll be really fun. It'll be different. I say come, watch with us, listen with us, grow with us, learn with us, and get some great deals.
Yep, I'm in, sold, I'm there. Michael, always so good to chat with you and see what's going on. So we appreciate your obedience in doing kingdom work in this media space, and we'll see what God does with it from here.
Sounds good. Thanks so much for having me.
EKKL's streaming platform launched this month with a curated library of 350 film and series. Some of the film titles include Light of the World, The Last Supper, and God's Not Dead. Plans start at less than $6 a month. You can go to EKKL.com for more information on everything. Meanwhile, EKKL's theatrical lineup is exciting too. Elijah Peel is a powerful drama coming to theaters August 14th. I'm going to have much more on that film later, as well as the live action film Daniel in the Fiery Furnace coming to theaters September 18th. Again, you can count on Good News on Entertainment to keep you updated on all of it. Well, that's all for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. If you have any questions about what you saw today or anytime on CTN, just go to ctnonline.com. I'm Carley Boyette, and I look forward to seeing you next week right here on your Christian television network.